Come one, come two, come three, come four, because it's time for Spaceys! That's right, it's time for the mind-bending, time-warping, space-jumping adventures of the ISGSS Urbaniac. Travel with us, while the endlessly enjoyable Commander Rash Blasterbelt and his insistently efficient Ensign Jock Jr. travel the stars, take on bad guys, and save damsels in distress, and discover gender-neutral terms. Last time on Spaceys. Actually, who cares about last time, because we're about to do a this time! And do you know who's in control of this time? That's right, it's not Rash, it's not Jock, it's not me. It's fushing you! We are doing a Space Your Own Spaceventure! That's right, folks. Tonight our hero's future is in your hands. Remember how you had to wake up this morning and had to make a bunch of decisions just to get through your day? And then you thought maybe you could chill out, relax, and act all cool and turn your brain off at some comedy show after school? Well, joke's on you. Tonight, at this comedy show, you get to make more decisions. Bad ones. Want to practice?
No.
Sucks for you. Here we go. We have hit a point in the narrative where I need your input. Our heroes need to decide between orange or black or purple. Now, by a show of applause, all in favor of orange. All in favor of black. All in favor of purple. And you've chosen purple. My favorite color. Well fushing done. Now, and here's the trick. It's Creepy Crawly's House of Haunts season, and this is no joke. Death is real. Every single decision you make could end in actual real-life permanent death for our beloved heroes. That's right. And you don't know if it's orange, black, or purple. Death is real and permanent, and we have coffins at the ready. We're not monsters. You have 3 chances. You may have noticed that we have these pumpkins we have placed here.
Yeah. Oh my God.
These represent, just go behind me. These represent what one might call lives. Full lives filled with loved ones, memories, dreams, quirks, everything that gives each of us meaning, we have placed in these pumpkins. They even have names. Jamie, Jenna, and Sarah. Let's actually bring Sarah front and center if you don't mind. Now, you may have also noticed this screwdriver over here. It doesn't have a name. Could you grab that for us? Now, in case me telling you that these pumpkins have hopes and dreams wasn't enough to create an attachment for you, I would like to let you know that they are all named after Scream Queens. This is Sarah Michelle Gellar.
Yeah.
Now, and you may not know this, but Sarah Michelle Gellar's favorite color is purple. And you chose purple. So this is what happens to Sarah Michelle Gellar.
That's self-induced.
That leaves Jamie Lee Curtis and Jenna Ortega. Only 2 more Scream Queens. Only 2 more pumpkins. 2 more chances to kill or save our Commander Rash Blasterbelt and our Ensign Jock Jr. And their shipboard artificial intelligence, Charles. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Now, and I want to hear a fush yeah with everything you got. Are you ready for some long-term consequences?
Fuck yeah!
Last time on Spaceys, Rash turned into a full-tilt Skeletor and joined Creepy Crawly's House of Haunts.
I have no regrets.
And Jock discovered a terrible secret.
Creepy Crawly's is a shell corporation. It's just a front to murder skeleton humanoids for sport. We have to save the commander.
So Jock and Charles swoop off to the planet to save the skeletized commander. They race through space at breakneck speed, winding in and out of galaxies like someone who has spent way too much time on the Rainbow Road. Will they reach the commander in time? Will Creepy Crawly catch the ensign on the way? Is the Rainbow Road not a universal reference? We'll find out right now in tonight's final feature, Spaceys, Creepy Crawly's House of Haunts. Jock manages to swerve out of the way of a comet just seconds before impact.
Sir, I cannot recommend safe flight procedures highly enough.
There's no time, Charles. The commander is in grave danger.
Another comet whizzes by.
Whiz! And so are we, sir. Arriving safely is better than not arriving at all.
This isn't some field test. Rash is in danger.
If I were capable of describing the look of shock and surprise on a faceless starboard artificial intelligence, I would do so now.
I merely mean to suggest a modicum of safety, sir. I understand the need for urgency.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to snap at you. It's just that the commander is in over his head and really needs my help.
This is hardly new territory for him. He has blasted his way out of so many worse situations before.
This is a specialized serial killer, Charles.
Something the two of you have encountered before, even on this very ship.
Yes, precisely, the two of us.
If I may speak freely, sir,
You may.
it did not sound as if he wished for you to follow.
If his wishes mean certain death, then I choose to not grant them.
I do not know that the commander would do the same for you.
He has saved me countless times.
And you, but never have the stakes been higher. This is an incredibly dangerous sector of space.
We've explored danger before.
Ensign, the Intergalactic Space Guardians have sent dozens of field missions to investigate the creepy Crawly House of Haunts. None have returned.
Maybe they all got lost and died on the way there, or the way back.
I doubt that, sir.
Why is that?
Because every single time after a mission failed to check in within 24 hours, ISG received the exact same anonymous message.
Oh, yeah? What did it say?
Meow, my kittens, meow.
That doesn't sound so bad.
They were all in the commanding officer's voice.
How long until our commander is expected to arrive at the House of Haunts?
By my best estimates, 3 hours ago.
And how long until we arrive?
At least 2 hours. Ensign, I know that you wish to save him, sir. I fear that despite your best efforts, there is no positive outcome to this rescue attempt. There is no sense for you and him to needlessly suffer the same fate.
Charles, I grew up in a family of 12. I left for the academy and made more friends than I could count. And then, on the worst day of my life, I was assigned to deep space exploration on this ship. No contact with any loved ones, not because it wasn't allowed, but because it wasn't even possible. And this dumb space idiot, I guess I could just say spidiot, became my commander. And then he became my best bud for life. No matter how far away from Earth I am, he will always be my home. I used to have so many people I could rely on, and now, out here, thousands of light years away from everything I've ever known, he is all I have, and I could not have asked for more. I don't care what the risks are. I will rescue him. Now, I need you to scan Creepy Crawly's House of Haunts for the best approach. Can you do that, Charles? Charles? Charles, respond.
Schmergel Bogdan Hermgerg
Charles, say again.
Virogal Unk Acne
No, not now, no!
Sorry.
And then, as if back to life with full clarity,
Override negated! Incoming message!
and in a voice all too familiar,
Meow, my kittens. Meow.
and like that, Charles is gone, leaving lonely Ensign Jock Jr. all alone with Rash Blasterbelt's voice ringing in his ears.
Space. What are my options now?
Oh boy, audience, it sounds like it's coming.
Maybe I could try to reboot Charles and use him to seek the safest passage to the House of Haunts. Though, if his defenses are gone, maybe he's corrupted and unsafe for the ship.
That's number one.
Or maybe I could fly blind, try to use old school science to trace that message back to its source, and rely on my own training to find the signal and hope the commander is still there, alive, and well. But that could be a trap.
That's number two.
Or maybe Charles is right. Maybe this is too dangerous. Maybe I should turn around, leave the commander to his fate, and try to save myself. Though, without Charles, who knows the way out of here? I could just be floating endlessly through space.
And that's number three.
What should I do?
What should he do? Reboot a contaminated Charles and risk running interference on a virus-infected AI? Use old-school science to follow the signal to what is almost certainly a well-crafted trap? Or attempt the journey to safety using only his cunning and spacefaring knowledge? Now, Remember to give the best Halloween scream for your answer. Is it reboot the infected AI? Use old school science and likely end up in a trap? Or wander space alone? You chose use old school science and likely end up in a trap. And we'll find out what happens next right after a message from our sponsors. Creepy, crawly, the house of haunts is calling you. Creepy, crawly, a boo for you and you and you. Creepy, crawly, the house of haunts is calling you. Creepy, crawly, a boo for you and you and you. If you don't value your life, we promise there will be no strife. You won't even feel the knife. Creepy, crawly, the house of haunts is calling you. Creepy, crawly, a boo for you and you and you.
Now, who's afraid of a big fat cat?
Scream your way to Creepy Crawly's House of Haunts. Waivers are required at the door. Which one was it?
Really? No.
Okay. Not sure why we aired that commercial. Thought our producers would have caught that one, but okay. Officially sponsored by a serial killer. I'm sure nobody's going to have to do a YouTuber apology video about that. Anyway, enough about my woes. Let's get back to the episode.
I can't just abandon the commander. And it's not just because Charles had a major malfunction before he could get in a rebuttal to whatever point I was making. It's because of another reason. And that reason is friendship, which doesn't apply to robots? Ugh, I'm so confused. My brain is all scrambled. And the worst of it is, that's what I'm supposed to rely on to find Rash. No matter. I'm a professional space guardian, I have plenty of scientific training, and I'm going to have to call upon some of the primitive methods that the very first astronauts employed to murder dogs and chimpanzees in the upper Earthian atmosphere. Let's see what I got in the old survival kit.
And with a
Click, click.
the ensign gazes upon the contents of his standard issue Intergalactic Space Guardian Intergalactic Space Navigational Survival Kit.
Whoa, been a while since I've seen this stuff, but let's give it a go.
Hey, kids at home, it's me, Paul Richter. You may remember me from one of my 2 lines earlier. Oh, man. Anywho, I bet you're all intrigued about what comes in a standard issue Intergalactic Space Guardian Intergalactic Space Navigational Kit. Well, are ya? Are ya?
Yeah!
Fantastic. Because we here at Toys for Adults, not those kind. You can't put these toys in anyone. They're just for fun. But innocent fun, not kinky fun. Anyway, you too can enjoy the contents of your very own standard issue Intergalactic Space Guardian Intergalactic Space Navigational Survival Kit. In it, our ensign finds
A clear orb.
ooh,
A space blanket.
spiffy.
Some glow sticks.
Oh, no way! Hella tight, dog.
Space rave. And some fun rocks.
Those are bones.
They're really
crack
light.
cocaine.
Yeah, 'cause they're bones. They're dry now, but they used to contain marrow and blood. They're cursed. Don't touch them.
Neat. I like how they feel when I touch them.
No, not neat. I said don't touch them. Use them carefully. These are toys for adults. You need to use them responsibly. He can't hear me, can he? He knows not the danger he's in. The standard issue Intergalactic Space Guardian Intergalactic Space Navigational Survival Kit is not some toy to be played with lightly. The perils that its very opening portends... He's already gone. There's no saving him now. If you too would like your very own standard issue Intergalactic Space Guardian Intergalactic Space Navigational Survival Kit, you can call the number at the bottom of your radio today.
Wow, look at all this stuff. Guess there's only one thing to do with it.
Ensign Jock Jr. arranges his various items in their prescribed locations, ready to do science of very first astronauts of old.
Time to summon us a ghost.
The ensign is bathed in the creepy red glow of light from the Urbaniac's creepy red light emitters. But soon, that red light is fighting against the reddish glow from the circle Jock has made before him from the cursed thing we talked about earlier. The urbaniac rumbles as the ensign's eyes roll into the back of his head. He calls upon the spirits of the deceased to reach across the fold of death and re-enter the material realm.
Oh, perturbed spirit, uneasy in your rest beyond the pale, I call upon ye to bring your frame across the veil. Let loose your cries, moans, and wail, and assist me in my quest to set sail!
Holy smokes, my frightened folks. Our ensign hovers mid-air, still sitting crisscross applesauce. Did I say that's how he was sitting before? Because it was. Oh, man, I'm so scared. I can barely even narrate what's happening next. Before our ensign, a portal between worlds opens up, and not the kind of portal between worlds that makes sense in a science fiction outer space adventure, you know, like an atomic transifter capable of transifting material in the 10 plinks of a nanosparkle. But it's instead a portal between the worlds of life and death, and not the planet's life and death of the metaphorically literal people of the two-planet system, but the... Oh, my space! I took too long explaining instead of narrating, because I see a ghost!
Sup, bro?
Oh, wow, a real-life ghost. I haven't seen one of you for a while.
Keen listeners, and even keener remembers, will recall the previous ghosts Jock has met. Both Harriet the ghost of the Indigo Cruiser, as well as the ghost of the intuitive pixie of non-literal wishes from the unlucky episode 13, All Hallows Ween.
Yep, I'm a ghost. Died and was summoned. The whole ghost stick. What's happening?
My commander jumped into the Lagoon Nebula without a spacesuit on, turned himself into a skeleton, and was recruited by the serial killer masquerading as novelty All Hallows Ween impresario Creepy Crawly.
Keen listeners, and even keener remembers, will recall all of that stuff from Spacies, the second Space Your Own Spaceventure.
And now he's missing, and I was flying off to save him, but he sent us the Meowkins Meow message, which is the same message that all the commanding officers gave after going to Creepy Crawly's House of Haunts, but before they were never heard from again. And my AI has some kind of virus, but fudge fixing that. I'm just gonna let him stay shut down while I go to get my commander. And then I opened up my standard issue Intergalactic Space Guardian Intergalactic Space Navigational Survival Kit and summoned you.
Keen listeners, and even keener remembers, will recall all of that from earlier this very episode.
Wow. Thanks for catching me up to speed so efficiently. I didn't know any of that. You know, this reminds me a lot of what I did while I was alive.
It does?
Yep. Creepy Crawly killed me and made me say that weird line into a microphone, too. Didn't like it. Didn't like dying either, but who does?
So he hurt you, too. Then you'll help me track down his signal?
Hold up there, cadet.
Ensign, not a cadet. I'm not a school child. I'm one whole rank higher than cadet, thank you.
Okay. Look, your captain's dead. No saving him now. He's bone broth. Best you could do is say, fush all this, and you and I go appling at the best apple orchard this side of the pillars of creation.
Wait, was that a choice? Oh, space! We're in choices now. Okay, fushing off to the apple orchard with this new ghost. That's choice number 1.
No, I can't do that. Even if he's gone, even if I die, I have to go for myself and brave the horrors of the House of Haunts.
That's choice number 2.
Listen, I hear you want to get closure. I can respect that. In fact, we could both get some closure. How about we go and murder this creepy Crawly, scare the pants and skin and viscera off him, turn him into a skeleton for a change, and then kill him.
And that's number 3. What will it be, folks? Should Jock run away with this ghost and go off appling to an apple orchard? Should he go face the House of Haunts to see for himself if Rash is really gone forever? Or should Jock embrace his dark arc and go murder a serial killer with his new ghost pal? Dark arc. All right.
That was close.
Well, that sure was a lot of choosing. And while most of you wanted something else, a rambunctious minority of choosers were all the loudest about the dark arc. We'll get to that in just a moment. But first...
Tonight's entertainment is brought to you by popcorn! Nothing beats a big bag of popcorn. Nothing. Not achieving all your childhood dreams, not the unconditional love of a parent, nothing. Go grab a giant bag of popcorn today. But not yet. Wait until the show's over, or you'll miss what happens next. And you don't want to miss what happens next. Nothing beats what happens next. Except popcorn.
And we're back.
Are we doing Kill This Kitty?
Kill this kid.
All right.
I can't see you, Nana, to say the line at the same time as you.
That's cool, I'm not on the page yet.
Oh, okay. Well, tell me when you're there.
127.
I'll just vamp.
Top of
No one will even know that this happens.
This is going well.
Audience doesn't
Reminder,
know.
we
Yeah,
got
no,
300
none the
pages.
wiser.
Post-production.
You guys wanted to hear the song again, right?
No, fuck no, we got the line. She's on the page.
We got it.
Let's go kill this kitty!
Piloting the Urbaniac through the myriad of asteroids thanks to Jock's impeccable reflexes and Captain Stacy Durango's otherworld astrogation ability, the two safely land the ship just outside of the serial killer's den, Creepy Crawly's House of Haunts.
This is the place. Do you know the plan?
Yep, I distract him and you beat him to death with that shovel.
Perfect. You know every step. Let's go.
Dramatic rain falls down upon the Urbaniac as lightning streaks through the sky.
Cow!
And the two walk. Well, Captain Stacy Durango floats down the Urbaniac's patented steepomatic landing ramp in the driving rain.
You gonna be okay there, leg boy?
Yeah, I got this. I've been walking on these things since I was a baby. Whoa, whoa, whoa!
Despite his nearly lifetime of experience, the ensign of our hearts starts to slide down the Urbaniac's landing ramp.
Whoa, 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 whoa!
Trip.
Jock trips at the end of the ramp.
Squelch.
Ooh! Impaling himself improbably on his shovel intended to murder Creepy Crawly.
Are you alright, kid?
Blood dripping from his mouth, the ensign wearily looks up at Captain Stacy Durango, giving her ghostly form a half-hearted thumbs up before being completely blown apart by a lightning strike.
Oh, fush. What's going on out here? I just got done murdering Rash Blasterbelt, and now my precious parking lot is covered in bits of boy. Creepy Crawly, I'm here to kill you!
But Creepy Crawly thinks fast and blasts the ghost into oblivion.
I know you're no longer here, but I'm effectively talking to nobody. But rule number one of murdering... Nope. I know you're here. No longer here, so I'm effectively talking to nobody, but rule number one of murdering someone is to not announce that you're about to do it until you have your victim restrained. And rule number two is get rid of any specialized weapons they may have, like Ghost Eliminator FK4.
Damn. I was sure that would work, but it looks like all it did was get everyone killed. Well, you live by this kitty, you live by the kill this kitty, you die by the kill this kitty. Looks like we can go back and try again. Do you want to do that, or are you tired of the whole shtick? I think it's fun. Feels different, little spooky, little dangerous, plays more like a game. Anyway, back we go to, yay.
Back we go.
Back we go.
That's
Oh,
a question.
we're asking it. We're listing it again. We scripted this part so well. So the two options, again, are let's go appling or go to the House of Haunts. You're right, I did this wrong. Let me do this part. Let's go appling. Go to the House of Haunts. Yay, I'm glad you chose for that, because there was no credit sequence written here if you didn't. So, which was the second most popular option? All right. I
Which
believe...
one? Which one?
Let's go.
Which one?
That was a twofer.
Let's go appling.
Yep, I do.
After a brief, narratively uninteresting space flight, our heroes Ensign Jock Jr. and Ghost Captain Stacy Durango whose name I don't think we ever established before the commercial break, but that's what it is, arrive at Pappy Canyon's Happy Apple Orchard and Family Fun Center, where they are greeted by a teenager wearing an apple-shaped sandwich board and holding a tray of plastic cups filled with apple cider.
Welcome to Pappy Canyon Happy Apple Family. When you're here, you're apple-y. Care for some complimentary hard-pressed apple cider?
Sure. Wow, Captain Durango, you were right. This place is great.
I know, right? And all we've seen so far is the front entrance. They've got hay rides, a cider press, literally continents of apple trees where we can pick apples right off the branches, and a live show every 15 minutes.
Wow.
Don't forget to drink that cider I just gave you.
We won't. Though I'm just a ghost, so drinking for me means pouring it into my mouth and it just falls through and splats on the ground.
Still fun, though.
Oh, totally.
I'm so glad we did this.
Me too.
And so the two make their way down Honeycrisp Boulevard, the orchard's main pedestrian thoroughfare.
So, what do you want to do first? We've got 3 options. We can take a hayride, start picking apples, or go see the live stage show.
Whoa, another decision? We just got back. No, we got to let this one play out a little longer. I'm gonna decide for them. They go to the show. A bit later, Jock and Captain Durango sit on the large concrete steps of the Apple Orchard's outdoor amphitheater, looking down on a central stage. If you want to picture it, it's just like the Wild Wonders outdoor theater at Point Defiant Zoo and Aquarium. You know the one. I mean, if you don't, you should visit Point Defiant Zoo and Aquarium more often. Anyway, the seats are packed, and our heroes sit among the throngs of families and apple-themed live show enthusiasts as a troupe of jugglers dressed as old ladies toss dozens of apples to each other down on the stage. They do the most impressive trick jugglers can do, which is basically just more tossing and catching, and the crowd goes wild.
Thank you. We're the Granny Apple Grannies. Now, it is my great pleasure to introduce the show's final act. You know him as the Big Apple Man himself, the seed from which this whole orchard grew, the guy without whom none of us apple-tossing old ladies would have a job. Please welcome Pappy Canyon!
And once again, the crowd goes absolutely bonkers. As the Granny Apple Grannies make their way off stage, and on walks a large, circularly shaped alien man dressed in a red waistcoat and trousers, walking with a cane and waving to the crowd.
Does anybody here like apples?
Do I even have to say it? The crowd frickin' goes nuts.
Apple Jacks doesn't taste like apples.
You guys are already going nuts, so here's the bit. In fact, how's this? From now on, every time Dylan points at you guys, I want you to cheer like crazy. Got it? I'm sure you do. So...
You know, it does my old apple heart good to see so many happy, apple people out there enjoying my orchard. Say, did everyone get some of that complimentary hand-squeezed apple cider my great-grandnephew was passing out at the front entrance? Good. Now, if we haven't had the pleasure of meeting, allow me to introduce myself. My name is Pappy Canyon, and you're sitting right now smack in the middle of my apple orchard. You know, when I first dreamed of starting this apple orchard 1,000,000 years ago, I wasn't sure anyone would come visit. I didn't know if anyone would care about a bunch of silly old apples, but I knew one thing. the apples would care. Apples are everything to me. Now, I got a quick question. How many of y'all folk out there come from a world with a traditional folk hero by the name of Johnny Appleseed?
We have that on my homeworld, Earth.
Us too!
Well, that ain't a coincidence. You see, Johnny Appleseed wasn't a native being on any of your home worlds, and apple trees aren't endemic to any of your planets either. Johnny Appleseed was actually a spaceman who traveled to each of your planets, dropping apple seeds and planting trees as part of his quest to spread the good word that is apples throughout the entirety of the universe. How do I know all this? Why, 'cause that precocious little folk hero named Johnny Appleseed, well, he was me. My full name is Johnny Appleseed Canyon, but I'm old now, so everyone just calls me Pappy. Anyway, you're all part of my cause too, whether you want to be or not. 'Cause see, that apple cider you drank earlier contained an apple-based virus that even now is taking over your circulatory, respiratory, and nervous systems. In a few moments, your free wills will cease to exist and you'll all be mindless drones, serving as hundreds of brand new Johnny Appleseeds, or Carol Appleseeds, or Zipzo Appleseeds, or whatever y'all's first names are. Isn't that great?
And at this, the audience this time doesn't cheer, but kind of sits there in shock and confusion.
What?
Yup, you heard me, lone stranger up there in the stands. Get ready to effectively die and be replaced by an apple-spreading zombie.
Captain Stacy Durango, did you know this was gonna happen?
No! Of course not!
Why did you suggest we come here?
I saw an ad for this place in the gas station bathroom and I thought it sounded nice.
Well, now we're all doomed.
I mean, not me though, because I didn't actually drink any of the cider. I'm a ghost.
Oh, that's right. So you could still save me.
What? How?
You have to make me puke up that apple cider. I can't move my body because it's already being paralyzed by the Appleseed virus. You gotta stick your ghost finger down my throat and make me puke it up.
Gross! I'm not going to do that.
Well, it's either that or watch me turn into an apple zombie. Jockey Appleseed.
Nuh-uh. I have a third choice. I'm a ghost. I can always just fush off back to the astral plane whence you summoned me.
Oh. What are you gonna choose?
There we go. A much more appropriate time for another decision. So what should it be? Should Ghost Captain Stacy Durango stick a ghostly finger down Jock's throat and make him puke? Sit there and watch him turn into Jockey Appleseed, or fush off back to the astral plane? Also, are we really gonna do a whole episode that never includes Rash Blaster Belt? What's up with that? Anyway, let's hear it now for Make Him Puke. And now who's excited about sitting there and watching Jock die and become Jockey Appleseed? And lastly, who votes Captain Stacy Durango returns to the astral plane and leaves this whole thing behind? Okie dokie, my internal votometer is telling me the decision most of you wanted is to make Jock puke. So let's throw to commercial one final time and then see what that decision does for us.
Howdy, cowpokes. Hope y'all have a hog-tied yourselves to some good old-fashioned fun this All Hallows Ween season. I know I sure have. Me and Daisy Jane here went a-appling. Did you choose to go a-appling? Good choice. Good choice. Isn't that right, girl? Isn't that right, girl?
Horse?
Yeah. All Hallows Ween is a magical time of the year where we all get together and have a hoot and a holler just for the heck of it. But there are those out there who think it's about destruction of property. Chucking pumpkins, smashing pumpkins. It's mostly crimes against pumpkins. I don't like it. I love pumpkins. I love them more than I love people. Despite what my therapist says, I still don't see the problem with that. And if corporations were people with more senatorial representation than you or me, then why can't pumpkins be people anyway? I mean, why not? We already live in such an insane world. Fush it, who cares what I do? Why not just do whatever? I figure there's nothing in this absolute nutso psycho-political climate keeping me from becoming a comic book villain and just doing whatever I want. Which is why I've gone and done what I've gone and done. So, let me tell you something. Next time you TP a house or harm a black cat or smash a jack-o'-lantern some kid spent hours carving, you're gonna have to answer to me, Daisy Jane, and the specific, ironic, torturous murder I subsequently commit on you. I've just gone fully disassociative over here. Is it an equal punishment? Maybe in the case of hurting the cat, but in every other case, definitely not. Don't care. Gonna murder you anyway. So, enjoy your ween without making it heck for others, or I'll find you, and this ween will be your last.
When last we left our hero, we had just found out that Johnny Appleseed was in fact an interdimensional apple-planting alien that planted apple seeds in people, turning them into mindless apple zombies. Jock, among many others, drank the innocent-looking apple cider before he knew it would lead to his zombification, and now he was desperate to get that poison out.
And remember, it is now impossible to seek medical attention, because an apple a day keeps the doctor away. Now you know why.
Luckily, he's with his new ghost friend, Captain Stacy Durango, for help.
Make me vomit!
Oh, I'm a ghost! I don't have a corporeal form!
Corporeal form? Really? Now? Like an apple core? Like the thing growing inside me right now? Too soon!
I'm sorry! It was just ripe for the picking.
If I get turned into an apple zombie, I swear that the first thing I'll do is figure out a way to infect ghosts.
I forget how much the living care about staying that way.
I just need to throw up and get it out of me.
What's keeping you? Get on with it.
I don't want to brag, but I'm actually an expert on not throwing up. I was actually president of the club. We won nationals.
How is that a brag? It seems like it would be really helpful right now. When I was alive, I used to throw up all the time. Get a little bug, throw up, and immediately feel better. It's about getting the poison out of the body, not keeping it in. In college, if I drank too much at a party, I would head right to the bathroom, shove my fingers down my throat, feel better immediately, and then go take another shot to get the taste out of my mouth.
Gross.
Hey now, I thought this was a judgment-free zone.
Says who? Never mind. This gives me an idea. I can't throw up. I'm simply too good at keeping it in. But maybe you could. You're a ghost. Pass into me and use your vomit skills to push the apple cider out.
You know.
I found out I was going to be a zombie and you made a pun.
Okay, fine.
Great. What are you waiting for?
I'm building up the stomach for it.
Oh, fush.
But before Jock can finish cursing the ghost, Captain Stacy Durango sparks herself into the ether surrounding Jock. Now, stay with me here. As many of you may know, there are 4 states of matter: gas, liquid, solid, and of course the most famous one, plasma. It's a form of matter most associated with the air around lightning strikes. The particles become electric, magnetic. And we all know that human cells create ions, which are complex forms of electricity that keep the human body moving, functioning, and most importantly, alive. Life is a collaboration of all 4 states of matter: the air in your lungs, the liquid in your veins, the solid in your flesh and bones, and the plasma in your cells. When you die, which unfortunately some of us must do, the plasma, the electricity, the sparks, it stops, and the body is left with just the first 3. This is, of course, just one form of life ending and another beginning, but early societies only understood this as death. When electricity stopped firing in the brain or pumping the heart, according to the law of thermodynamics, energy cannot be created or destroyed. It has to come from somewhere, it has to go somewhere. Many early societies understood this stop in electricity as the soul leaving the body and becoming something else. This is why when your lights flicker at any time, a ghost is near. Now, us, centuries beyond the societies I just discussed, learn all of that in the first grade. I just needed everyone to have a brief little refresher to understand what's about to happen, because it's important to remember that possession is just the synapses of two souls firing in one mind. So when Captain Stacy Durango sparked her way into the body of Ensign Jock Jr., he was able to use all of that electricity to barf his brains out. Just everything in his stomach exited his body. And splatted on the ground right in front of him.
Oh, Space, I don't miss that.
Jock kneels with his hands on his thighs, unable to look away from the Jackson Pollock his intestines made. He dry heaves.
Okay, Captain, I think I'm done now. I think I got it. Captain?
Now, remember that thing I said in my very scientific speech? Energy cannot be created or destroyed.
Captain?
It has to come from somewhere,
Wait, is something moving?
and it has to go somewhere. And a tiny humanoid shape with arms and legs and an apple for a head begins to fumble its way out of the slime and sludge and bile from Jock's insides. Helplessly, it reaches desperately for anything.
A baby?
The ensign, without even thinking, reaches into his puke and pulls the tiny life form out and cradles it in his arms. Jock barely notices as the rest of the visitors of Pappy Canyon Happy Apple Farms slowly lose their minds around him, turning into flesh-eating, apple-spewing zombies. He holds this tiny little Granny Smith, this adorable Red Delicious, this one and only Ginger Gold, and he feels something he's never, ever felt before. And he says,
I think I'll call you Honey Crisp.
"Did Jock just become a dad? Is that what just happened? I mean, it's vomit, so no, right? But the ghost did enter him, and then Honeycrisp came out of him. Oh, God, I'm already so attached. I'm calling the little adorable guy by the name Jock gave him. Holy smack, guys. You did it. Jock is alive, and that counts. You made it to the end, and Jock Jr. is alive and well and a father. Wow, this was a story with death around every corner, and you all found life. A messy life, but life all the same. What happens next time? Do Jock and Honeycrisp escape the apple zombies? Is Honeycrisp a zombie person themselves, or did a part of Captain Stacy Durango find herself in there? Did I just successfully explain how reincarnation works? Whatever happened to Rash Blasterbelt? Find out in the next exciting installment, Spaceys, Jock and Rash and the co-parenting extravaganza.
This extra spooky installment of Spaceys, Creepy Crawly's House of Haunts, was written by Thomas Robinson, Frank Roberts, and Paul Richter, starring Paul Richter as Commander Rash Blasterbelt himself, Pappy Canyon and Vomit Baby, Frank Roberts as Jock Jr., Thomas Robinson as the narrator, Dylan Twiner as Charles, and me, Nana Curley, as Creepy Crawly, Captain Stacy Durango. And remember, vote.
Go eat some popcorn.
I didn't want to the first time.
And apples.